Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Can we talk with Monique? I am Monique. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please, if you're not already subscribed, please like and subscribe. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and hit that little bell. That way it lets YouTube know that you're interested, but also that little bell helps you to get notified of all my uploads. And I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers and thank you to all of you who have been listening. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Let's get started. So I am talking today about the narcissist, stress, and hair loss. Yes, guys, I know I've looked at many channels and I think I even did an upload before on how the narcissist impacts your health, right? But for women and maybe for men too, I'm not really sure. But the stress that you undertake when you're in a toxic relationship or in a situationship, I gotta rephrase that because it's not a relationship when it's with a toxic person or somebody who's on that NPD spectrum or a psychopath or sociopath. It's a situationship. It's a transaction, right? So let me correct myself by saying that. But those of us who have been in transactions or situationships with these individuals, we know that once we come out of it, it's like, oh my gosh, right? It's like a breath of fresh air and it's like, the heavens opened up, so to speak. But one of the things that we notice when we're in a relationship, with these individuals, because it's so stressful, is that we get hair loss. A lot of women I've seen even on other channels. I remember listening to Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissism, and we were talking about just women losing their hair. And I remember mentioning something about, that happened to me and some concoctions and different things we use to get our hair back. So let's talk about it. So when we are involved in a situation where we're under stress at almost all times, and when we start to go through the cycle of abuse with these individuals, our bodies are put into the fight or flight mode, and we start to release hormones and called cortisol. And cortisol causes inflammation in our bodies. And if we know anything, inflammation is not good. It's our body's response to a stressor. And so if we're constantly under stress, we're constantly releasing cortisol, and some of the things that happen, our skin texture changes, we may get acne, breakouts, we may gain weight, our hair may start falling out. And I know for a lot of women, we're like, what the heck is going on? And then when these people are out of our lives, 6 months, 3 months later, your hair starts thickening back up. It stops falling out. It's because of these hormones that are released in our body. And, a lot of times during a relationship too, we're no longer being true to ourselves, right? We're doing things that we really shouldn't be doing, compromising our integrity, going along just to get along, walking on eggshells, listening to this word salad, constant arguments that never get resolved. And then your body's stressed, and then you may have stress at your job or, kids to take care of. And then you got to deal with the narcissist. That's like triple, quadruple, stress on top of stress. So you're having this cortisol rushing through your body all day and all night. And your body's like, I need to run and flee. But, we are in that fight or flight mode. And the body is saying, I need to get away. I need to get away. I need to get away. But we're not getting away. We're in a situationship with these people. And so for a lot of us, I know for myself, it was a long-term relationship. And then for those who have had parents, it could have been years, like a lifetime of this situation. And you realize, oh, crap, this is what I've been dealing with all along. So we find that our hair is falling out. And I know, let me tell you my story. So I was born with a head full of thick, coarse hair. And I know nowadays they do it by grades, but I had the thickest, coarsest hair you could ever want to have because I know my aunts, used to cornrow my hair as a little girl, and they used to say, oh my God, Monique's hair is so thick that it would kind of, literally they would say it was so thick and coarse it would cut their fingers, like they would get little whelps in it because that's how thick and hard it was, you know what I mean? So I had that thick hair, you know what I mean? And so, oh boy, this thing keep the current, we're gonna keep the current color scheme. So you can see the screen here. This young lady, if you look at the picture here, she's just brushing her hair and it's just hair just coming out. But anyway, back to my story time. So my aunties used to braid my hair, and I had such thick coarse hair. They didn't like to braid it because it was so thick it would hurt their fingers and kind of leave like little paper cuts, literally, guys, for real. That's how thick and coarse it was. So when I would say maybe in my late 20s, early 30s, my hair started breaking. And I was like, well, what's going on? Like, you know, but it would fall out, but you could not ever tell a lot because I had so many strands of hair. So, 10 years in, and my hair was still breaking, but I never correlated it to stress. I correlated to maybe something was going on with my body, but I didn't correlate it to me being in a relationship with a narcissist. All right. So hair is falling out. I'm like, oh man. But then there was weaves, wigs. And let me just say this. I also used to do some styles that, you know, wasn't always healthy. Like I would get my hair braided and there would be tension on the edges and stuff. And I would get some of them, you know, those, what they call it, dyed and laid to the side, fried, dyed. And I would get some of them, those hairstyles, but I didn't do them very often. And as my hair started falling out, I cut it real short, and then I started wearing weaves and wigs for a long time, right? And the hair was still breaking off, and I wasn't mistreating my hair. So I was like, why is my hair still falling out? So fast forward to about 7 years ago, got out of a relationship, got away from one narcissist, and then end up getting involved with another one. And my hair was still full, and I'm like, well, dang, why won't my hair grow? Like, you know. So I was like, dang, this don't make no sense, you know. But again, I never correlated it to the being involved with these people. I went to doctors, and I was getting these cortisone shots, and it was hurting my head. I was like, oh, this is a hot ghetto mess going on. And then I just resolved myself to like, okay, I'm just going to wear wigs. I'm just going to wear weaves, and that's just going to be it. And nobody won't have to know. But I was like, gosh, I want my hair back, you know? And so fast forward to about 2 years ago. So I've been narc free, complete narc free for going on 2 years now. Right. And I am a believer, and I started praying, and I know as time started going on, I started taking care of myself, self-care. I felt much more relaxed, much more at peace, you know, able to pray, meditate on the word, reading my Bible. For those who are not believers, just stick with me here. And so I was able to do those things, and I felt like my body was getting back into its normal flow. And so for all of us who are dealing with these individuals, like I said earlier, we are doing almost a disservice to our bodies, because we're going against nature. We're going against the way things should be, in a sense, because our bodies are responding to the stress, and we're continuing to try to go along, to get along. We're walking on the eggshells. We're trying to just make it work, even though it's going against our own body and our what we call homeostasis, where your body is in a state of equilibrium. Everything is equal. Well, when you're in a situationship with a narcissist, there's nothing equal there, right? Yeah, even your situationship is not equal, but your body senses it's not right. And so it will release these hormones constantly, and that a lot of these hormones, DHT, cause our hair to shed, right? It's a protective measure. So hair loss is almost like a body's way of saying, hey, I'm protecting myself. So I'll shed something like hair. We don't necessarily need hair. So, it's like the Most High's way, how he's created us so beautifully. It's like his way of saying, our body's way of saying, I don't need the hair, so I'm gonna just shed this hair, versus affecting the organ. But as time goes on, if you're continuously stressed, then you can get into situations like cancer and other things of that nature. So all of these hormones are being released and our hair starts to shed and our bodies are thrown out of the equilibrium that it should be in, just by being involved with these people, the stress that they put you under, just not knowing from day to day, sometimes, they might be volatile with their behavior and their, just dealing with them. You just don't ever know. Right? It's very volatile. The situation can keep you on edge and thus your body is stressed. So for me, my hair was falling out. I went to the weeds and wigs. And then after being narc free, like I said, I was able to fast and pray and read my Bible. And I was like, Lord, my hair's going to grow back. And so I started doing natural things. I mixed something. It's probably like 14 different oils, y'all, with some essential oils. And I will say to you that my hair has grown back, I would say 70% of the way. I still got like about 30%. But I make these little batches of oil and I put this stuff on my scalp, and honey, with my supplements, vitamin D, some trace elements, my hair and my nails are grown. My hair is shoulder length, maybe now, a little past my shoulders. I wear it in twists and I wrap it up. But I'm going to start wearing my natural, and this is my natural hair out. But to show you guys that the stress that you're under, and that your body is under when you're with a narcissist, it is tremendous. And hair loss is just one of the things that happens, but it's something that I think a lot of women and maybe even men can relate to. When your hair starts falling out in clumps, and it's not alopecia, it's just related to the stressor, the hormones that's constantly being released in your body. But I just wanted to say, guys, when you get out of those situations and you have some more peace in your life and you're able to focus on, the things that you love to do, your body will go back to try to go back to where it used to be. And it has these neurons and these cells that remember, and your hair, some of your hair will grow back. If it's not alopecia, your hair should grow back. I'm working now on my edges, and they are coming back in slowly but surely. I'm going to say it took about 6 months to probably 8 months for the length to come 2 to 3 inches to grow. And then now it's getting thicker. But I'm trying to get the edges to come back in more. And like I said, I use a oil. I use a, home-based thing that I mix with different essential oils and then different oils, and I put it on my scalp and massage it in. And let me tell you something, this stuff really does work. I mean, everything from argan oil. I'm gonna try to list in the ingredients, and I also sell it as well, because it's all organic oils, and it took me a while to find the ingredients. I did some research, and one of them is organic rosemary oil that opens up the shaft, the cuticles. I mean, I use all of these, probably, I would say 10 different oils and maybe 5 different essential oils. I know rosemary is one, sandalwood is another, a little bit of tea tree, drop a couple of tops of peppermint. It's a list of stuff that I use. And then I use like argan oil, a little castor oil. I mean, I use multiple different oils, but they're all cold pressed. They're all organic. And I massage this into my scalp and my hair loves it. And then there's also some, like a moisturizing butter that I use to twist my hair with. So definitely, I know that, I've seen this before, and look at this hairbrush, guys, just hair, clumps of hair coming out. And And then a lot of us have bags under our eyes, but the hair loss for women is devastating because it says your hair is your crown, right? And so just to lose your hair, I'm wondering if men, I'm sure if it happens to women, it happens to men, but probably not as devastating for the man to lose their hair. But for women, if you have a head full of hair and you're seeing stuff in your brush and your comb and in your sink like this every day, it's like, my gosh. And a lot of us, we may think, oh, it's the products we're using or the hairstyles. No, it's just clearly being in contact with those energy sucking vampires. Not only are they zapping our energy source, but it just puts our body, our mind, and our spirit, under stress. So if you've been in long-term relationships, gee whiz, it's a wonder what type of stress that your body has been under. And then if you've been in a short one, count yourself lucky, but it does send people, into a situation where your hair falls out. I know when some people get into a stressful situation, maybe taking state boards or working multiple shifts. Some people will say they noticed that their hair fell out, but imagine being in a situation with somebody who you think cares about you and you realize they really don't. And you have to deal with the constant stress of not knowing what's going to happen. So though you may not feel sick, just by being in that fight or flight mode for hours and days and years, there's a chemical reaction happening in your body causing a physical reaction, which means the physical response to that is the hair breakage, balding, and hair coming out. But I am here to say, guys, that I know for me, once you're out of the situation, and this is not like your follicles are not messed up and it's truly stress, your hair will grow back. The narcissist that stress and a release of those chemicals will cause inflammation throughout your whole entire body, including your hair follicles, and you will have hair loss, breakage, and baldness being with a narcissist. Okay. So, but when you're out of the situation and when you're away from the threat, and your body no longer feels like you're in a threat mode, your body will start to go back to what they call homeostasis, and your hair will start to grow back. I noticed last year my hair was growing, and it was just growing like wildfire. And it was almost to the point where every 3 weeks it was like, wait, I have new growth, and I would twist it, put my oil in it. I put my oil in every day or every other day, and I just massage it in. And this mixture of oil, guys, it really, really does work. I know a lot of us, in addition to taking your supplements, vitamin D3 is important for hair growth, guys. Biotin is good, but we're really short. A lot of people are very low in vitamin D as a whole. Trace minerals are important because we don't get the proper minerals in our diet. The food is so denuded of nutrition. So if you want to order some supplements, I'm going to leave the link below to my 2 websites. You will get a 15% discount on supplements. So you can order the D3, vitamin D3, biotin, trace minerals, the hair oil. I can make it in batches. I got to look and see all the oils, because I kid you not, it's probably, I would say maybe 10 different oils, then maybe 5 or 6 essential oils, and they're all organic. So I make a concoction, and it takes about 30 minutes because I measure the stuff and make sure, I have enough. I shake it up. Yeah, but I use, tea tree, rosemary, sandalwood, cedarwood, a little peppermint. Those are just essential oil drops that I use. But the base other oils I use: argan oil, castor oil, jojoba oil. There's like I said, 10 different oils. I cannot remember all of them right off the top, but I know it's a whole bunch of them. And for whatever reason, my scalp and my follicles like that combination. And like I said, if you guys are interested, just shoot me down below. I will leave my email address down below, and you guys can, email me. And if you want me to make a concoction for you and you try it out, but it's all natural or organic oils. And we need that extra boost to our scalp sometime after we've been in a situationship with these individuals. So, if you are having hair loss or had hair loss, let me know down beneath if your hair grew back, if you're still balding, if you're in the process of your hair growing back, or you just coming out the situationship and your hair is where it is, but you haven't tried anything to see that it will grow back. Because I know this is a huge issue. It is a huge issue, guys. And a lot of people, especially women who are wearing, especially the women who are wearing weaves and wigs, a lot of people's hair has been broken from doing all that glue and all that stuff. And we just, figure we'll just go put a wig on or weave it, and not worry about our internal health and really trying to make our hair healthy again. I think it's important to do that too, get out of the situation and just try to work on your hair. And like I said, I'm working on my edges. They're coming back slowly. And it takes time for your hair to fall out. We have, thousands, maybe, I don't know, or hundreds of thousands of strands that come out of our follicles. So even if you start losing your hair, it's not always noticeable. But as time goes on, you'll notice all that hair coming out and it's not being replaced at the same rate at which you're losing it. And then at which time you will notice baldness, thinning. But the stress, guys, it is a situation where people don't really realize what stress can do. Stress is an absolute killer. Hair loss is just the first sign of some stress. That's like the first minor sign. And you can go on down the road to everything to a heart attack to cancer. That's the end of the spectrum. So guys, we want to try to remain narc free, psychopath free, sociopath free. We want to try to recognize these behaviors and not get intertwined and intermesh with these individuals. But it's good to know once we come out of some of these situations, our bodies are so wonderfully made. We can heal not only physically and mentally, spiritually, emotionally, but our bodies can heal and try to regenerate itself back to where it was, right? So let's talk about it down below. Did you lose your hair with the narcissist? Did you go bald? Did you have baldness? Did you have to wear the wigs and the weaves? Did your brush look like that, with a bunch of hair in it and you didn't know what to do? Let's talk about it down below. All right. Oh, that's the wrong slide. I'm just going through slides here, guys. Oh, Lord. I guess y'all can see what's in my